Hello, my name is Nathaniel Cabanas, and today I will be doing a critique on the performance of Stomp Out Loud. Here is my student ID. Now, what is this performance? It was a performance from 1991. Now, the nature of this performance and what kind of venue. The performance was a show of how effective music with everyday objects can be. The venue itself took place in various locations, such as in front of a live audience, a billboard, a street, a kitchen, and even a sewer. Next, was the performance appropriate for the venue utilized? I believe that the performance was appropriate for the venues, as the venues further signify how diverse the non-musical objects were that made the sound. The bouncing of a ball to the chopping of a kitchen knife are wildly different noises, yet both worked in creating a rhythm that stayed consistent with this film's style of using percussion. Now, what are some of the musical elements observed during the performance? Now, I witnessed various tools such as pipes, barrels, sticks, balls, cards, and many types of metallic objects. And all these materials were used for the creation of music during that performance. Now, what I observed was that the unique timbre of all the instruments had been carefully paired with a shift in dynamics that ended up with an enjoyable beat to listen to. Or, to simply put, the way those specific noises created by these unusual instruments paired with their shift in loudness had created a very, very unique performance. It's right there. Now, this merging of miscellaneous everyday sounds is obviously what they were trying to achieve, and I believe that it worked. Now, the overall impressions of the performance, how did it make me feel, what are those things that are significant to me, and what made this memorable and not memorable? Well, first of all, I'd have to say that upon watching, it came off as odd. Well, the sounds for the most part were odd to me, but it quickly became very natural, which is not something I could say about many songs, which consistently say either within my good or bad books. Now, the percussion style was absolutely great. I loved it. It really worked with what they were trying to go for. It was beautiful. I can only describe it as memorable because the way they used so many different objects just across different stages was honestly unique in a way that I don't think I'll ever see something like it again in that capacity or in that scale. Now, I do feel that it was amazing, that much is true, but visually speaking, some parts really did overshadow others. For example, the kitchen scene, I remember all of the chopping, all of the working. I remember everybody trying to clean. It was a very rapid environment, and I remember it extremely. Something like the basketball scene was before it. Something like the basketball scene before that kitchen scene was good in its regards for music. I did enjoy that part, but the kitchen had such striking visuals that I feel as though it would be less memorable because of what followed after it. Now, overall, it's pretty good. I love the rhythm that this film presented. And finally, have I ever seen something similar to what I just observed? And if so, how was it relevant? Well, The only time I have seen something similar was in my childhood for a cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. On season 1, episode 22, there was a there was a scene in a library where the cast had started creating music out of objects they could find there, such as books. Now, of course, this was a children's cartoon, so it wasn't exactly just the objects they found around. Maybe uh, many of the um, musical instruments were, in fact, standard, like a drum or a guitar, something like that. Now, while it was still while it was still created using mainly many standard instruments, what I can say was that many of the depictions for this episode were many of the depictions, as in like music depicted, was created by using again objects from the library. Like they stamped books, which created a rhythm, and they continued on with closing it. So the stamp, close, and overall, it was a fine introduction for me, at least, into this type of music, percussion, and I enjoyed it when I was younger. I can say that I genuinely enjoyed it, and even now to this day, I could rewatch it, look back, and enjoy it. And that was my foundation for this kind of music. When I saw that video, when I saw Stomp Out Loud, I did watch this before. I've watched this kind of music before, and I've enjoyed it then, and I enjoy it now. That is all I have to say about Stomp Out Loud, and I hope you enjoyed my critique. Thank you for listening.